What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Movie Review Teacher. Today, as we prepare for our first day of school tomorrow, I welcome my students back. We are going to look at one of the more interesting releases of the year, and that would be Beetlejuice. Now, in this film, we have Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder returning as Lydia Deetz and Beetlejuice. And then we also see Jenna Ortega enter the film as well. Now, with this, the reason I'm excited to see Jenna Ortega in the film really is because I thought she did a great job on Wednesday. And that is something that I am waiting for the second season to be released. I know they are currently filming that now. So it'll be great to see when that is released. But with Beetlejuice, the interesting thing about the trailers that I've noticed is it seems that the family moves back to the town, and ultimately there seems to be a portal that I believe in this instance Jenna Ortega finds, and it really opens the door to the return of Beetlejuice. Now, I really enjoyed the original, and with the original, I've only watched it a few times. It's not one of those movies that I really sat there and watched over and over as my favorite type of movie. However, I feel like with the trailer in this one, I believe this film could be really good if it is done right. I feel that if we are able to see the character development of the three generations, I believe, of the Deetz family, we get to see where I'm hoping we are able to see flashbacks to the original. So if you look at recent releases of remakes or prequels, they all have a focus on the previous movie. So I'm really hoping in this film that there are some of those flashbacks, some of the highlights of the things that have happened before. Now, the one issue that I feel like could come up in this movie is too much of a reliance on the old one. Now, even though I am super excited for it to have flashbacks, I want this movie to stand on its own. And that's one common thing that when you see and watch any of my videos, I always talk about a movie standing alone from the other movies. Now, what I'm really interested in seeing when it comes to this is the relationship between Lydia Deetz and Beetlejuice, going all the way back to the original. But I'm also interested in seeing where the rest of the characters like Jenna Ortega really fit in. So obviously in one of the newer trailers, you see that Jenna Ortega's character, I believe she's the one that finds the portal. And you see this sarcastic Jenna Ortega saying Beetlejuice, where, if you say it 3 times, he appears. And you see Lydia kind of freak out when hearing it. So what I'm really hoping for in this movie is we are greeted to a fun, entertaining film. Now, this film will release in theaters on September 6th, and I believe that Regal may have an early access. Now, when you look at the overall perception of audiences when I'm in theaters to the trailer, they've seemed very mixed. So that's one thing that I look for when I am looking at trailers in the theater is how are people really responding. So like when it comes to Wicked, I know that I've heard people say they will not watch it. And this one, it's kind of been mixed. I've seen people interested. I've seen people not interested. But with this film coming out in September, it is going to really stand on its own as far as releases. So I really feel like what they're going to try to do is bring in the older audience that enjoyed the original when it was released, I believe in 1987, to a newer age where Beetlejuice has the same kind of character. Now, the one thing I will point out is in the trailer, it always ends with him saying the juice is loose. So obviously that's the little OJ throwback statement. And so what I really am looking to see is if this movie is going to really live up to how the first one did. I do not believe that this year has been, and even or late last year has been very strong as far as prequels or sequels. Obviously, I'm not going to review again Deadpool and Wolverine. That's not a prequel or a sequel, but it is an extension of the Deadpool series. I thought the first Omen was not good, and I thought that it really didn't have a whole lot of a storyline until the end where you see where the Omen begins. And in the Hunger Games series, I am not a fan of the newest one. I enjoyed the book, but I was not a fan of the movie. And that was kind of hard to accept because I love the Hunger Games. It's my favorite series. So we will see where this movie goes. Let me know below if you think Beetlejuice will be a good film. If you're returning to school, I hope you all have a great first day back. My first day back as a teacher is tomorrow with students. Like I said, this weekend we got Trapped, The Firing Squad, Harold and the Purple Crayon. We got some releases coming out. Those reviews will be up, and I will talk to you later.